So how you all doing? My name is this is if you are meeting for the very first time. My name is Godwin Chukwuma Ibiam, also known as the Genius Designer, the founder of Creative Work Community. Now, disclaimer alert, this is a documentary and it's going to be long, so just bear with me, but it's going to be worth a while. So this is a documentary on how the whole community started. For those that have been following me for some months now or years, as the case may be, this is a documentary on how the whole community started and how far we've gone. So it all started March. It was an idea actually. So it was started on March 2025. Then I was doing my IT at Abakaliki here in Ebonyi State, and it was an idea. As I said earlier, it was an idea. So I thought about it. I was like, okay, why don't I create a community that we aid creatives, not only creatives, but people that want to venture into the creative field, but they are finding it difficult because, as we all know, the creative world is saturated and it's always difficult as a beginner to find your feet in the creative space. I'm talking from experience because as a beginner, I was a few years ago. It was difficult for me, but God being so merciful and kind, I knew how I navigated. So that being said, it was an idea, and I was like, nah, I can't do this alone. I need somebody that would be a second guy, someone that has the same idea that I have. So I was like, oh God, if you want this to work out, then fine, just put the idea in someone else's head so that we can know how we go about it. Fast forward to October, when I was done with my IT, the whole IT stuff. If you are going to be abroad and you're going to be watching this thing, the whole IT thing is more like an industrial training that Nigerian universities give access to their 300 level students basically to leave the school somewhere else, but in line with their course of study. So that being said, so fast forward to October, after my IT, went back to my house. Then I think I had an event I needed to attend there in Afibo. Then the person that is the co-founder now met me and was like, he has an idea, he thought about it and he wanted to relate it with me. I told him, okay, what's the idea? He said that he wanted to create a community of creatives. I said, thank God, I've had this idea and I think it's best we collaborate and get the community up and running. I'm not gonna lie, it was tedious. Yes, it was tedious. This is an idea. This is an idea that we want to bring into reality. So it's going to be difficult. We had to the marketing, not only the marketing, but the convincing. We had to do a lot of convincing because it's one thing to have an idea, it's another thing to pitch your idea to people that are already in the industry. It's something that was so difficult. But God being so merciful and kind, we had our launch. I think few days before my birthday, which was on the October, that same October, we had our launch where we had the likes of Amara, Chimba Jr., Lawrence Jr., and Saj Mekanubis. And also we had a special appearance, the Reformers City International pastor, Casey Simon. He was the one that rounded everything up, prayed for us, and officially Creative Work Community became a reality. And after that, fast forward to 3 months later, we're having difficulties in running the community because it's difficult to manage youths. It's very, very difficult to manage youths. I'm talking from experience. It's very difficult to manage youths. We had a lot of disagreements. At some point, I felt like giving up. I felt like just ending the community. And then my co-founder was like, why don't we pull up a team? Why don't we pull up a team? That this is overwhelming. Just the both of us running everything, it's so overwhelming. Let's just get a community that will help out. So we said, okay, no problem. We had to make everything. We had to bring everything to the public. We got a team of a designer, a moderator, and the rest of them. Then fast forward to after that October period, we got the team November, December, January, February. We received the mail that we needed they needed us to pull out about 3 to 5% for internships. Why am I making this documentary? I just want to make us understand something, that yes, you have an idea, and at some point it's always difficult for you to actualize that idea. Not only actualizing it, because most of these things has to do with finance, and finance is mostly seen as a setback. So just, you have an idea, kickstart the idea with whatever thing you have. So after that, January, February, we got 5% as interns from my community. Different industries. One is into 3D blending, and the rest of them. That was a designer, that was a copywriter. We got a lot of them involved in internships. Just a few weeks ago, just yesterday, one other person messaged me that he was called up for an internship, and if they do well, there are 6 now from the community. If they do well, definitely they're gonna get their jobs. But that being said, so after everything, we thought, we were like, okay. I and my team had a roundtable discussion, that we needed to host a physical event. Then that was when we had this roundtable discussion, was around March, and mind you, while we're having all these plans, there was no money anywhere. There was no money, but we had the plan, we had the vision, we had something we wanted to achieve. So the plans were going on, the speakers, the panelists, the date, the venue, everything. As we applied all these things, we didn't have any money anywhere. And fast forward to, we've already started publicity, we've already gotten the media, we've already gotten the ushers, we've already gotten the technical guys ready, the protocols and the rest of them, we've already gotten them all ready. Then fast forward to 4 days before the day of the event. 4 days before the day of the event, there was no money yet, there was no money still, but kept on planning. 2 days before the event, God being so good and kind, money started coming in from different angles just to support the event and make it a success. To the day of the when it got to the day of the event, we also had some setbacks. We also had some major setbacks, but we sorted that out still, and the event started off. Although the people that came, the audience didn't want the event to end because it was fun, it was interesting, it was engaging. So after everything, but we still had to end, and a huge shout out to my moderators that kept the time. We had to end, and some giveaways were done, some scholarships were given, some people were given some aids financially, some grants were given too. So that was just everything that happened, and we are still up and running. Although we've not gotten to where we want to get to, but why I'm making this documentary is to tell myself that in the next 4 or 5 years, Creative World now will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest community of creatives. That is the promise I'm making myself and my team in the next 5 years. So to you watching this, I'm rooting for you too. You might have a skill, you might not have a skill, but I'm rooting for you. I know that in the next 4 or 5 years, you'll be greater than where you are today. Thanks. Shalom.